Coming up tonight on the news at 5, a Billings hospital is among the first in the state to unpack the COVID-19 vaccines. Plus,
Montana's choice for president is Donald J. Trump.
Montana electors meet at the Capitol and cast their votes in one of the last steps of the 2020 election.
From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 5.
Good afternoon and welcome to the News at 5. I'm Jessica Nelson. Thank you for joining us. The first shipments of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine have arrived in the Treasure State. St. Vincent Healthcare in Billings confirmed they received one box of 975 doses this morning. Here is footage of medical tech Shane Anderson unboxing the vaccine and transferring it into the facility's ultra-cold freezer. The hospital plans to hold a clinic tomorrow afternoon to begin administering the first doses to frontline staff most at risk of contracting the virus. Bozeman Deaconess Health also received its shipment of the vaccine and indicated it could administer the first doses today to 6 staff members. Similar scenes played out across the nation. In New York, a critical care nurse was among the first in the nation to get the coronavirus vaccine. While general distribution is months away, critical healthcare workers and long-term care residents are first in line. Overall, boxes of the vaccines are being sent to some 636 predetermined locations. 145 locations are expected to receive the vaccine today, the rest by Wednesday. 2.9 million doses are expected to be administered this week and millions more by the end of the year.
It's going to take time to vaccinate everybody. So people are going to have to take precautions and wear their masks.
We are going to defeat COVID, and it starts right there.
Great Falls Clinic and Benefis Health System are expecting vaccine shipments on Tuesday or Wednesday. Representatives from Benefis and the clinic confirmed to MTN their shipments of the vaccine will arrive together. That's because only Benefis has the ultra-cold storage equipment required. The clinic plans to begin vaccinating their healthcare workers by Thursday. Benefis did not say when they expect to begin their vaccinations. St. Peter's Health expects their doses of the vaccine to arrive tomorrow. St. Peter's recently obtained an ultra-cold freezer to store the vaccine. The current plan is to begin vaccinations of critical COVID response staff later this week. And the Montana VA will be receiving doses of the Moderna vaccine. The FDA is meeting on Thursday to give emergency authorization to that vaccine, and the VA is anticipating to receive their first doses sometime next week. Staff critical to the COVID-19 response will be the very first to get vaccinated. Well, many of us woke up to a blanket of snow this morning. Curtis, how much snow did we see today?
A thin little blanket, not a winter blanket here of snow, so to speak, but good afternoon, everybody. In some spots, up to 2, even 3 inches of snow. It's a little heavier in the south central part of the state. We've got some nice, at least, breaks in the clouds as the sun is going down up around the High Line and Hayes, and there's the last little bit of some of that snow working its way south through the Bighorn Mountains here and working its way down Interstate 90, and maybe a couple of flakes of snow still in the western mountains. But got a couple of new storms to talk about. There goes the little system that brought the snow last night into this morning. That is moving out, but out in the Pacific, maybe not 7 areas of low pressure like there were at times last week, but one big spin right there that will move into the state for tomorrow into Wednesday. And then we've got another system following suit here right behind. So a little light snow is in the forecast. You could just brush it off like you probably did this morning. No need to really plow or shovel. The worst weather will likely be the wind as we get later this week into this weekend. And keep on dreaming of a white Christmas. We'll talk about our prospects of that coming up.
Montana's 3 electors met this afternoon at the state capitol to cast their votes for President Trump. The electors, Becky Stockton of Helena and Thelma Baker, and State Representative Brad Cheetah, both of Missoula, met in a committee room on the ground floor of the Capitol. They cast their votes for President Trump, who won Montana over Democrat Joe Biden by 16 percentage points. Once the votes were cast and collected, the electors signed certificates that are forwarded to the president of the U.S. Senate, the state's chief federal judge, the National Archives, and Montana's Secretary of State, Corey Stapleton. Only half a dozen members of the public were in the room, mostly friends and family members of the electors. Stapleton thanked Montana's voters and election officials for conducting what he called fair, accurate, and open elections.
If a candidate was required to win states instead of just popular votes, however, it would be more likely that he would have wide-ranging support outside his home state. This was a concern for smaller states that feared the domination of the presidency by states with larger populations.
Montana's choice for president is Donald J. Trump, and for vice president, it is Michael R. Pence.
A Democrat has not won Montana's electoral votes since 1992 when Bill Clinton prevailed in the state. Now, the process in which the nation's 538 electors work is not always well understood. Maya Rodriguez spoke to two of the electors voting today and has more.
After millions upon millions of Americans cast their ballots on Election Day, the final vote for president that really counts comes down to 538 people who make up the Electoral College. Marla Blunt Carter is one of them.
That thought of our ancestor who couldn't even write his name, signing his voter registration card at a time where really their vote didn't count, to being someone that is now voting in this electoral process, it's indescribable.
Blunt Carter is one of the three electors from Delaware. All three are Democrats because President-elect Joe Biden won his home state.
To be one of three that represents the Delaware voter that calls him their own is just huge. And then you look at the fact that the vice president-elect is a woman of color. That is doubly amazing for me.
While she was selected by Delaware Democratic Party officials to be an elector, in other states, you have to run for the privilege.
So in our long history as a country, there have been very few people that have actually served in this role.
In North Carolina, Jonathan Fletcher ran at the Republican State Convention. He'll cast his vote for President Trump, who carried the state.
It's kind of a lifelong dream. I joke that it's a short lifelong dream because I'm only 28, but it is a lifelong dream of mine.
But the Electoral College and the popular vote don't always match up. It's happened 5 times in the country's history, twice in the 21st century, in 2000 and 2016. Some say that's unfair and are calling for the Electoral College to be abolished. So how do these electors feel about it?
States like North Carolina, who are kind of middle of the pack in the electoral shuffle, it gives us a more equal standing with the rest of the country.
I understand that people think that it is far past the time where we start to look at doing this differently. But that's not the job of the electorate. That's the job of the legislators.
But for now, it's the system in place when it comes to choosing who gets to call the People's House home. In Washington, I'm Maya Rodriguez.
President-elect Joe Biden is expected to address the nation tonight at 5:30. NBC Nightly News will have special coverage right after our program. More than a dozen individuals or conservation groups have filed a lawsuit over the withdrawal of a proposed rule that would have extended Endangered Species Act protections to the North American wolverine. An assessment of the species was completed following a 2014 challenge to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's first decision to withdraw the proposal. Plaintiffs argue there is not legal or scientific support for an agency analysis that found wolverines in the U.S. are not threatened by climate change, small populations, and low genetic diversity, and claim that a draft of the assessment was shared with states and industry groups who urged the government to not extend protections to wolverines, and that conservation groups only obtained a copy after a request via the Freedom of Information Act. The groups are again asking the court to vacate the withdrawal and send the matter back to the U.S. Fish, Wildlife, and Service. As you may have already seen, our MTN team recently dug through the archives all the way back 25 years to 1995 to relive one of the best years for Montana football as they captured the national title. So starting tomorrow, we will have a 3-part series, 95 at 25. Our sports team caught up with some of those key players from that magical season. Tomorrow, we'll hear from the defense as they had one of their best performances in the national title game, holding Marshall on the final drive of the game. And on Tuesday, we'll catch up with Dave Dickinson and Matt Wells on what made that offense so special. Then on Wednesday, it'll be the exact 25-year anniversary of that victory, as we'll show you how that win lifted Grizz football into the upper ranks of the FCS and 1AA. Now it starts tonight during the 10 o'clock newscast. We will highlight the Grizzly defense that only gave up 14 points over 3 games leading up to the national championship against Marshall in 1995. Plus, you can relive some of that excitement of the 95 season right now at montanasports.com/95@25, where we do have a photo gallery and highlights of that memorable season. Again, that begins tonight, not tomorrow night. When we come back, Christmas is now just 11 days away, and we're all wondering, will it be a white Christmas? Curtis will have all the details in his full forecast. And later, it's becoming the new norm. Reverse parades. These teachers are handing out food to their students ahead of Christmas break. Stay tuned for that full story.
Starts now with Chief Meteorologist Curtis Grebenus.
All right, welcome back, everybody. A little light snow fell around the state from Friday night and at times on Saturday and on Sunday as well. A little cool out there. It's 27 degrees in Great Falls. Light east wind at 5 miles per hour. Enjoy that light wind while we have it, because the wind is really going to be picking up. And it's a bit chilly in the capital city, 33 degrees, west wind only 8 miles per hour right now, but it had been pretty strong at times, gusting up to about 20-25 miles per hour. But there you can see the numbers. Cold northeast Montana, temperatures down into the teens, could be heading into the single digits here tonight. And again, there's that wind. It's not too bad, 15 miles per hour, the worst wind down around the Livingston area. On the radar, you can see that snow again kind of moving out, and what we have been seeing is what we're seeing right now. A few areas of snow about not only Montana, but through the western U.S. and through western Canada. There is the leading edge of the next system about ready to move on shore into Washington and Oregon. So some areas of snow, we'll call it, through the Rockies and through the northern plains, the Great Lakes, picking up some lake effect. And there you can see a little system that brought some rain and snow to the East Coast earlier today. East Coast is going to get pounded with a storm here coming in Wednesday night and Thursday. Some places on the coast could see more than 2 feet of snow. But here from Montana, a few flakes of snow tonight. Skies mainly partly cloudy here, not overcast, but not completely clear. And then heading through the day tomorrow, clouds will increase here in the western part of the state. May have a little sun through the morning hours, especially central Montana. There will be some sun in the eastern part of the state, but look at this, by 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, some snow moving back in to mainly the higher elevations of western Montana, the mountains west of the divide. But getting into Tuesday evening, there will be a few snow showers that come down east of the divide, and that's when we may get a little snow around Helena or a few flakes of snow around Great Falls. I really do not think that it will amount to much here, but nonetheless, a few chances of some snow, especially into the higher terrain. Then Wednesday, looking at a mostly sunny day in between storm systems. I say in between because here comes that next one. So snowfall here by noontime tomorrow, the leading edge of the new system producing a little accumulation there. And once again, kind of right down the Continental Divide and west of the divide is where we will see the most significant snow. Don't think we'll see more than a coating of snow at best here in some of the lower elevations east of the Continental Divide. Now let's look a little further into the future. So for Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, couple of snow showers coming through. Wednesday should be mostly sunny. Here's the next system coming in on Thursday. Notice it really kind of splits. East of the divide, we do not see much in the way of precipitation here. A couple of snow showers lingering into the mountains on Friday. And then we get into the weekend here. Pretty good wind developing throughout a lot of the plains. We could see by Sunday a mix of rain and snow into the lower elevations. Again, nothing really that heavy. Some snow into the western mountains here on Monday. And then heading into Tuesday, this is the Tuesday before Christmas, this is where we could see a few inches of snow that may hold over and make for a white Christmas with at least snow on the ground. Tonight, temperatures in the teens and the 20s, pretty chilly, especially up in the northeast part of the state. Teens in central Montana, teens to about 20 around the Helena area. Here's the forecast for tomorrow. Increasing clouds, increasing wind, temperatures increasing a little bit. There will be more sunshine the farther east you go in the state. Northeast Montana warming up. Some snow by late in the day in the big belts and the little belts, and then on the Continental Divide late in the day we'll likely have some snow showers. And here's the 7-day forecast for Helena. So you can see those numbers, certainly not cold, actually warming up as we get towards the weekend. Could have a couple of mixed rain and snow showers Saturday, but a better chance for some light mixed rain and snow on Sunday. Some snow showers Monday, and cross your fingers for Tuesday. And for Great Falls, yeah, wind will be the issue. Not much in the way of snow accumulating until possibly next Monday into Tuesday.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, but for many families, it's one of the toughest times of the year. Today, Great Falls Public Schools teamed up with a secret Santa in the hopes of making the holiday season a little more merry. MTN's Matt Hosoffel has more.
Even in below freezing temperatures, Great Falls Public Schools teachers were spreading the holiday cheer in the Roosevelt School parking lot on Monday.
We absolutely love the student and teacher interaction. As teachers, that's what we live for.
First was a drive-through Christmas village. Students and their families picked up supplies that they'll need when the district returns to school after winter break.
The last stop is the Sweet Treats, and they are going to get some hot cocoa and a candy cane.
Then on the opposite side of the building,
we're helping families in need by providing food baskets, holiday food baskets.
The food in these boxes will go to help 60 families in Great Falls this holiday season, and it all came from a Secret Santa donation.
We really don't know where the donation came from, other than a rather large donation was provided to Thad and Heidi down at Electric City Coffee Shop, and they took the money to help purchase food that is in turn placed into these baskets to give to our families.
Turns out, singing loud for all to hear isn't the only way to spread Christmas cheer.
Whoever this individual is, or individuals, we thank them for what they're doing on the behalf of our families. We're proud to be able to follow through with their wishes to help someone's Christmas that much better.
In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
Candles, warm fires, and lots of lights. The holidays bring with them many opportunities for unintentional danger. MTN's Coulter Anstadt has this story.
The dim glow of a scented candle illuminating holiday cards is a sight that might be found in many homes during the holidays. But that sight can quickly lead to one much less festive.
We see a couple candle fires every year.
Candles are one of several holiday traditions Great Falls Fire Rescue reminds people to think about.
Make sure that if you're using a candle, you don't put it near anything that could light or ignite and cause on fire. The other thing that we would also recommend is anytime that you leave the room or you go to bed at night, that you make sure that you extinguish that candle.
Next up, holiday lights.
Make sure that your Christmas lights are not damaged, frayed, or look like they've been cut in any way. If they are, make sure you throw those away and go out and buy some new ones. Also, regarding Christmas lights, we want people to know that there are some lights that are designed for indoor use and outdoor use, and some that are only designed for either or.
The fire department also recommends using a surge protector and plugging it directly into a wall. Plugging multiple surge protectors together is just asking for trouble. If you've got a live Christmas tree in your house, don't let it dry out and become a tinderbox.
Make sure that you water the tree every day and that you put fresh water in the base.
Good advice to keep your holiday spirit up and keep your holiday from going up in flames. In Great Falls, Coulter Anstadt, MTN News.
Still to come, despite many challenges due to the pandemic, a new salon is now open for business.
News leader. You're watching MTN News at 5.
Welcome back with us. The pandemic has put stress on many small businesses across the Big Sky, but a new Great Falls salon is bringing beauty and pampering to the area. The Royal Sass Salon is now open in Great Falls. The salon offers many different beauty services, from hair to nails to waxing and even permanent makeup. When the owner received her business license back in February, she had no idea of the challenges the pandemic would bring her way. But now that Royal Sass Salon is finally open for business, they're struggling to get the word out.
My girl is new from Missoula, so everything that we have is by either word of mouth, people who came here, or the word that we've been passing.
The Royal Sass Salon is now open. It's located at 800 3rd Avenue South in Great Falls. Up next, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Now that COVID vaccinations have begun, we'll look at the effort to overcome skepticism about the shots. Also, our week-long look at teachers inspiring America. Tonight, the teacher who looked to the great outdoors to keep her kids together during the pandemic on Nightly News.
News leader. You're watching MTN News at 5.
And thank you so much for joining us. Nightly News is next.